Hello everyone, it's me Clayton. I just finished watching episode 4 of season 3 of The Mandalorian. It's interesting that we go from the longest episode of the season last week into the shortest episode of the season this week. But this was a very simple story directed by Carl Weathers. Basically what happens is that after Grogus shows off his Jedi training when it comes to a dart exercise with Paz's son Ragnar, the kid ends up getting taken by a creature, and therefore Bo Katan says that they should head after the creature after it proves to be a little too fast for them to catch with their jetpacks. So Bo Katan gets to lead a hunting party, while we get to see a little bit of Grogu's past. That past includes being at Coruscant during Order 66, where he was saved by a Jedi, a different one than the ones we've met so far. So yeah, it was interesting to learn a bit about Grogu's past here, even if it was mostly told in an action-packed flashback involving a character that we don't really know yet. I always like seeing us going back to that pivotal moment, especially when it comes to a lot of Star Wars media that happens to use that as a significant part of the backstory of the characters. It was used in Kenobi, it was even used in Jedi Fallen Order. And it makes sense. It was a big pivotal moment, and it also makes sense that Grogu might have been involved there at some point. And on top of that, I really liked the chase with the big raptors. Yeah, I know. I think they're probably called something else, but they're basically like big raptors. To the point where Ragnar is about to be fed to the raptors, little hatchlings. I appreciate the fact that almost all the Mandalorians got to do something. We got to see them use wires to bring the big raptor down. They have to use non-lethal tactics to make sure they don't hurt Ragnar. And it's actually Mando who ends up saving the kid, even though Bo Katan seems to get the credit for leading the charge. Even though most of what she does is basically just don't use jetpacks, and we should just climb the hills to get there. And she just happened to get there right when Ragnar was about to be fed. So yeah, you could say it's a little too convenient, especially since there's a scene where the Mandalorians are all having dinner, and turns out that's the one time they're allowed to take off their helmets when no one's looking. Yeah, you just have to find a place where no one else is to eat your food, and then put your helmet back on when you're done. Yeah, a bit strange, but how else are they supposed to eat and drink? I just can't believe it took till the 3rd season for us to get to that point. Though this episode generally felt a lot more like the episodic episodes of the first 2 seasons. Not to say that being episodic is bad, it's just this was a very simple story with an A plot, a B plot, and not much else of note happens outside of this self-contained adventure. So I wonder why they decided to put this one into the season in one that already had several side stories that feel like they didn't need to necessarily be there. That's one thing I've been thinking about regarding this season. It's been mostly competent, but most of the side stories so far have felt either unnecessary or have felt like they should have come a bit earlier in the series. But I still enjoy them for what they are, and hopefully next week will be the same. See you next time.